What is your name? Jennifer Robbins. That's right. Where do you reside? 3454 MacArthur Court. Correct. What's your favorite food? Cheese whiz. False. When the answer was false, the machine made a click sound. So how is it that my wife and I ended up in the polygraph examiner's office? Jennifer and I have known each other for 10 years and have been married for 8 years. We both have solid and respectable jobs. I am an engineer by profession and Jennifer is a partner in a law firm. My wife is a very beautiful woman, and our sex life until recently was great. We were not conservative in bed and enjoyed each other immensely. Lately, we even started thinking about having children, but then things went south. I began to notice that our sex life suddenly somehow began to cool down, and there was no trace of our intimacy. Sex, which we used to enjoy, turned into a routine once a week. And instead of flirting with each other and talking about everything in the world like we used to, we turned into two people just sleeping together. But the worst part was that Jennifer, who thanks to her law degree can articulate her thoughts well, which has helped her more than once in handling cases, started talking to me as if we were in court and I were the opposing side's representative. Every word of hers was carefully calibrated and reverberated with the warmth of a bank teller's heart in January. There was no ease left between us, and our already rare sex turned into isolated incidents. But everything fell into place when, one day, when I met with a colleague of Jennifer's, I was able to get her to tell me about what was going on at their workplace. She confessed that there had been rumors that my wife often spent her time away from the office with 3 other partners of the firm, Steve, George, and Jerry, who were as young and ambitious as Jennifer. I decided to find out about our relationship and asked her directly if she had fallen out of love with me and was having an affair. I was immediately attacked by both the prosecutor and the banshee, reprimanding me. How dare I say such things and accuse her of such things? And even when I pointed out to her how indifferent and distant she had become toward me, she still kept saying it wasn't true. But she still couldn't tell me when we had done anything together, let alone the last time we had made love. I knew this had hit a nerve with her, because she stood there, stooped down, but then went on the offensive, taking her anger out on me, and then ran off to the bedroom slamming the door. I stayed asleep on the couch. We didn't talk for days, and eventually I got tired of it. I packed up my stuff and checked into a local motel, renting a room for the long term. It took Jennifer a few days to figure out that I had moved out of the house, and then the texts and calls started coming in, but I ignored them all. In addition, I talked to a lawyer to begin the process of filing for dissolution of marriage. Eventually, Jennifer met me outside my hotel room, and she looked very upset. At first she tried to take her anger out on me again, but it didn't work, and then the tears came. I was beginning to have doubts, but I also knew that Jennifer, being a first-rate lawyer, could be quite persuasive. Still, I felt a glimmer of hope when she said she was willing to do anything to prove to me that she wasn't lying, and I suggested she take a polygraph test. She didn't like it much at first, but when I turned around to go to the motel, she gave in. That's how we ended up here. Do you love your husband? Of course I do. That's why I'm here. Right. Do you have sex with either George or Jerry or Steve? No. We're just co-workers, I swear. To my surprise, the answer was right. Did that mean she had always been honest with me? I was beginning to think it did, but as I looked at Jennifer when she thought no one was looking at her, I caught a faint grimace on her face. I knew that expression. It meant she thought she had outplayed someone. On reflection, and remembering the importance of precise wording in a lawyer's work, I leaned toward the polygraph examiner and whispered something in his ear. I smirked at her, and she realized that something had gone wrong, and for the first time since the testing began, she looked visibly worried. Jennifer had seen that look on my face before. It was when I was finding a solution to some complicated problem. Do you have sex with George, Jerry, and Steve? No. She shrieked. Snap.